TV kuli Kayonyo mu kanyomero kaffe ndowooza olabye abaana buli omu alina ekimumakinga happy kiyinza okuba kusiba kakaaya nga bwe tukalabye naye ate era bintu bingi ebireeta essanyu mu bulamu bw'omuntu era buli omu alina engeri gy'ategeeramu okubeera omusanyufu. Tubadde tukyagenda mu maaso ne programu yaffe eya Muslim Sisters nkujjukiza olunaku lubeera lwa mukaaga essaawa 2 okutuusiza ddala ssaawa 3 ez'ekiro nange Hajara Makabai. Essanyu ly'eddina lino lwasooka twogera ku happiness okubeera omusanyufu because you are what you show us what you are on the inside. Ky'otulaga wabweru ky'oli munda. Swadiika tuwumuddemu nga otulaga nti tulina okuba connected nnyo eri Mungu waffe.
I think ndoza mbadde nkimazeeyo in summary, yeah, that's it. But okwongerezaako, your connection with Allah is between you and Him. Tobeera no gamba because Hajara has prayed tahajjud and I have not. I don't have a connection with Allah. No. Hajara no lugendo lwe. Ogenda mwesimbamu.
True.
She's probably 5 years older than you. She has done more. She has been through more, and she has probably gone astray more.
True.
Right?
True.
Ogenda, you've seen, because it's a process. You've seen situations where you're praying tahajjud because of someone, and when they go away, just wesanga tozukuse ngate abaddewo abaddewo nga alam ne wetabaako ozukuka. Yeah, so it's a process. Once you attach it to someone, they go away, and for Allah it's the personal things that matter. You and him having a conversation that matters. So if you attach it to someone, you're devaluing your tahajjud. You're devaluing whatever good thing you do, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is not
Basaka basinga bachogerako nga eswala tekkirizibwa, but I don't like to use that phrase because it's between you and Allah. I like to call it devaluing.
Maybe that is your journey to become an authentic
person. Yeah. But I like to call it devaluing. Nti ekintu ekyandibadde nga kya mitwalo 10 kati kiri ku 7, right? Yeah, so you have to pay attention to why you're doing things, right? And then the need to do it for yourself, that's when you're going to see Hajar going through something and help her out before she asks you. And above all, don't do things to be thanked by people. There is a kiswa of a man who was very rich, and everybody would ask him, why are you rich? He would give, and you know from Sadaq, Allah purifies your wealth, right? And it multiplies, right? So this man would give, but he sent one of his servants and told him, go and give the prisoners food. And when they said, oh, tell him thank you very much, you know how, for example, Eid and now prisoners are eating very good meals, and they're saying, Bambi Mwebaze, if it wasn't for him. And the servant came back and told him, oh, they said thank you very much. He conveyed the message. And he told the servant, go back and tell them I thank them. That's how important it is for you to do things for Allah and for yourself. Yeah. So he was not looking for their validation
to help out someone else.
At all. Yeah. So it's really important for you to do things not for people. But you also have to understand that it's a process. You don't just wake up one morning. It's going to take you some time, but you'll get there. You'll get there.
Rahma.
It's a process. I agree with her. It's really, really a long process. Because I remember when I was starting my business, I'm a makeup artist, by the way. When I was starting my business, I had so much to do to impress my big sister, truth be told. Because she had invested so much in me to become a journalist. So when I did not reach that...
When you chose...
when I chose to become a makeup artist, she was so mad that I had to work so hard to impress her that I am doing this, I am going to succeed, I am going to do this. Nene ending up nga happiness yange yonna. Nga siri musanyufu. Ate nga neta nabakubira musanyufu with me. So tunulira disaster yenye wakati. Tali musanyufu nange siri musanyufu. But when I went to say right now, I'm like, I am focusing on my business and me.
And yourself.
As long as I am happy, I do not care what she says or what she does. Si mu bubi though, si mu bubi. But I tried so much now to focus on myself. Okulabanga, I pull out my business, I pull out my happiness as a makeup artist. Am I happy? Am I executing the goal?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Period.
That's-
The others do not matter.
And it goes down to the role of the people around us
Exactly.
have towards our happiness, right? And the biggest role is with the parents. The parents have the biggest burden
Very.
of
Talk about
to-
that.
when it comes to
Very.
our happiness.
Salam TV, this goes to you,
you.
Anange. Yes, Swadi.
Yeah. So I think your parents have a role in your happiness, and it's the biggest role, right? If they brought you up in a way that if they didn't buy you a toy, you wouldn't be happy, that's on
That's
them.
alone, yeah.
And it's going to, you're the one who's going to suffer with it, right? So it's up to them to let you know. When I was younger, my mom would leave and my little siblings would cry. Yeah? And everybody would be like, if she was living with my aunt, she'll be like, you just tell her you're bringing her ice cream and she'll stop crying. My mom would be like, I'm not going to lie to this kid because she has to know that I'm going out to make money to give her a good life.
Yeah. Exactly.
So she has to figure it out. Yeah? And we have all grown up like that.
that.
Yeah.
And I think it's, it has different levels. And you've seen kids who are doing courses. And
And a degree.
I'd love to thank my mom so much because when it comes to such decisions, she'll sit you down and be like, Hajara, you're doing BCM. You want to do BCM. I want you to do PEM because you passed PEM, right? And because you can do PEM, you proved it at O level, right? And you're still insisting BCM. And she's going to tell you, I'm going to pay your fees and you'll do BCM. Because if I force you to do PEM
you'll know.
and something goes wrong,
Yeah.
you're going to say, I'm
It's
failing
because
because
it's your mom, yeah.
well, I didn't want to do this anymore. And for whatever you're going to be doing, you're going to be attaching. Chininga wanalete omwane mmere. When you give a kid food and you tell them eat and they say I don't want to eat. The first spoon they're going to be like, there's no salt.
Yeah.
No, they're going to be like, there's no salt. They're going to say, there's always going to be something wrong with it. Yeah. So she lets you do the BCM, you fail it, and then she'll pay for your tuition to do the PEM because she knew it. But you had to learn the hard way. Exactly. So you learn the hard way.
But
So-
you guys believe in that?
Yeah. For some instances, it's not a general thing, but I think parents have to learn that however much you want to pamper your kid, there's some situations where they have to learn the hard way, or they will
teach
not
them
learn.
independence.
And
Babeere
for-
gasobola okukola an independent decision.
Exactly.
Ye ng'omuntu. Don't force them to do what you want them to do.
I wouldn't call it
Because at
forcing.
the end of the day, you're going to traumatize this child.
No, I wouldn't call it forcing. I feel like that's a very Western. I know it sounds foreign, but I call it Western because they've made us believe that a kid is supposed to do whatever they want because they're kids and they have their rights. No, that's not African culture and it's not Islamic. In Islam, if a kid doesn't pray at a certain age, you beat them, right? So I think that applies in different stages. There are different punishments for different, strays, right? So I think on that day, I know kumanya when to impose something on a
Force,
kid,
when to use force,
exactly.
and when to pull back.
So there are some situations. There's a recent Chisa Kate for Shekats and half that, and there was a girl. Her name was Khansa, and she said, "I do want to come here, but my dad told me he had already paid the money, and there's no way they were refunding it, right? So I came here because my dad paid, not because I wanted to.
Because I wanted to
And
hear.
that was the dad's technique of letting her know. And at the end, she was like, this has given me more change than I ever thought it would. Yeah. So you see, this
Some
dad,
decisions are
he
good
didn't
for-
pick up a cane and tell her, you have to go. No. You have to put a little
Technically.
sense in it. We're dealing with a Gen Z generation, right? So you have to break it down in a way that it fits their context. Now she's thinking, oh, my dad's money, baby. Yeah, this is because having a pocket money. And you beautify it. Tell her, okay, Tofayo, you'll be okay. I'll even be sending you pocket money. When she's at home, you don't give her pocket money because she's eating good food, she's doing everything. She's getting whatever she wants. And she still needs her pocket money. So when she hears that there's an extra charge, she's going to go. Again, an intention, Dala, but it doesn't really matter her intention as long as she picks a leaf where she goes. And that's the most important thing.
Waliwo ekintu kye bayita attachment okukwata essanyu lyo oba ebigendererwa byo n'obiteeka ku muntu omulala. Nti waba taliwo, I can't breathe. I can't breathe when he's not here. I suffocate when that person is not around. Maybe your mom, maybe your relatives, maybe your sister, whatever it may be. Have you ever been in that situation where you attach yourself to something nekikumalako n'eddembe gwe ng'omuntu? Rahma.
Me.
Give us that bit.
I've been there. And looking back, really, I'm like, no,
You forgive yourself for that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I will not disclose so much, but you know, muntu gonna kwasa. But I survived. I survived. Mungu yansasira ne surviving. Wallahi. Mungu yangamba gwe komawo. I came back. But I put my happiness on the line. On the line for that someone. But they ended up yenga yali living his life as him. Nze obulamu bwange ne buteeka ku ye. Bwata kubye simu nfudde. Banangira otakubye lwaki tayogedde lwaki tatubuuzizaako because I am a mother, by the way. Yeah, I am a mother.
You don't look one.
So yeah, I am a mother. So I have a son. So tugata son know you someone. But yengalaga I do not care oba woli batoliwo boyogede batoyogede oba muli mucha. So really obulamu bwange nobwa baby nembuteeka mu mikono gye nti waba tatubuuzizaako. I'm like lwaki tatubuuzizaako. And then one person told me we are billions and billions of people really. If that person lwaki obulamu bwo obutadde mu mukono gw'oyo omuntu who shows that I do not care about you or the baby and stuff. So I sat down myself nenengamba naye gwe komawo like come back. I'm like come back. I prayed ngasuka kiro nensala oba mirundi gakumi. I cried for peace wallahi and I am glad wallahi Mungu ampadde peace.
Alhamdulillah.
Mungu ampadde peace.
Peace.
I know. I prayed and I got it. Naye nga omuntu ali mu situation because bantu banji wallahi abali mu situation nga tasaana kujja jogerako nga tebalina the audience
and the braveness
exactly to talk about it. But there are so many people abali eyo abalayi basalamu nga you're going through something that you can't even share naye nga kiriddeyo happiness. Wallahi go back to Allah. Saala nga bw'osobola n'oba toyina wuzu saba. Wallahi newembera ku boda I pray and I'm like Ya Rabbi, give me happiness. I need to be happy.
You moisturize your mouth by
exactly.
praying for the Prophet.
For the Prophet.
Exactly. Yeah, but like pray for the Prophet even when you feel like it's techisane.
Exactly. Pray.
I'll be on a border. And you know what chairman is? It just comes.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be on a border.
Exactly.
And you I was actually going. I give you a lot of peace.
Like
exactly.
Not verbally, but
inside.
Exactly.
Yeah, it comes from inside.
I tell we have to understand abantu chebala Mungu si chalaba. If Hajara came to you and I came to your place, and maybe we had to meet up, we had to have a conversation, you may look at how I did not bring anything, but not the fact that I woke up early, I had to look for a clean outfit, I had to look for my transport, I brought myself here, I put everything aside for you. Allah looks at that. Yeah? So, you know, it's not the same thing with Allah.
There is that video, Mufti Menku Yagama, Katonda tatujudginga according to our sin, but he judges us according to our repentance.
Yeah.
But that's why we shouldn't judge people around.
Exactly.
We're judging omuntu naye katomani what they do behind.
Kindness.
Those doors, right?
Kindness.
Because Allah looks at the intention of doing something, right? Omulabi wa Salam TV atulaba munnange twogera ku ssanyu kekamwenyuze kedina ku matama gange ne bentudde nabo ndowooza mubalaba abakyala abasmilinzi naye ate olugendo lw'okubeera omusanyufu it doesn't happen just like that because you know obulamu bukuba ne bukuteeka eno ne bukuteeka mu situations but do yourself a favor and work on yourself.
Exactly.
Do whatever it takes. Kola kyonna ekisoboka okulaba nti wejja mu bunnya. Don't allow to burn out. Don't allow okwekubagiza. Mungu takyagala. We are supposed to be happy nga wetumusinza nga te n'obulamu bwe butambula bugenda mu maaso. What is that one thing that you wish you had known earlier in this process of becoming happy and working on your inner joy and happiness?
I wish someone told me. You know, parents bring us up telling us, oh yeah, you have to pray. And there's so many people who pray, but they don't know why they're praying. Yeah. And I think for parents have a big role, it comes down to their role. And till now you're wearing a veil because it protects you from this and this and this. You don't just throw it on their heads and tell them, go out like that. Exactly. Yeah. So they're going to do it, but they won't get
why they're doing it.
They won't benefit from it because they don't know. It's like the things that Allah protects us from without our knowing, we may not be as appreciative as the things betulabieko. So it's the same thing. So if there's something that I wish I knew, or something that I wish other people could know, is it's a process, and you can be on your way to happiness, and like just roll back down the hill.
Yeah, to
7 steps back.
Exactly. So it is okay. You can know that person you attached your happiness to. Not to catch Sedanga, you think you have healed or you think you have moved on. And then after a very long time of you thinking, you just go back to that person. For some reason. Yeah?
Like, and then you sit yourself down and you be like, what part of me
does not understand what this person is doing?
attracting this person back to my life?
And I think all parents should concentrate on teaching their kids, first of all, emotional intelligence and the importance of Allah, attaching their happiness to Allah in their lives. Because you've seen kids who are rich and they're not emotionally intelligent. So emotional intelligence is a very big asset that so many people are not paying attention to. But I think it would change a lot about today's generation.
True.
A lot.
True.
And if you combine emotional intelligence with your connection to Allah, you have this.
Rahma, that thing you wish you had known earlier.
What I wish is self-love. I wish I knew that if you love yourself, nobody, tewali, can put you down. As long as you love yourself,
The way you are.
loving yourself can bring happiness. Loving what you do, loving like I'm into a day. What am I doing? Like you scared you didn't remember.
Exactly.
You know all of that.
And
I'm
no one
waking
is
up.
changing it.
Exactly. Put on this. I'm like, I'm putting on
I had a plan.
So yeah, loving
You see people
yourself
with the
and
desert.
having a morning routine. Oh my
What do you mean
God.
a morning routine?
Katono ngenda kwogera katono nyo, but
Okay.
knowing what to do every morning, that alone, nemulunaku, but I will focus on a
In
morning,
the morning,
because the
because-
energy that you wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
what throughout the day. So you wake up, nogamba, what am I waking up to? I'm waking up to pray.
pray.
Then after praying, maybe I'll eat my breakfast or work out or something like that. Sit down or scheduling just a small morning routine.
Ate obere disciplined okagoberera.
Ate okagoberere.
Yeah.
Ooh,
But
that
you have
will
to
help.
know,
Either high.
oyinza okulemerera in the beginning.
Of course,
But you have
but-
to hold on to, as long as you know
Exactly.
it in your head. And the guilt jobera nayo
Nga
is
tochikoze.
proof that
Exactly.
now you're
Just like
transforming.
the guilt you're nayo ng'omisinze swala.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, sasa the acid.
Yeah,
Sasa
if
acid. You
omuntu
sasa the
wataba
acid.
na guilt here,
Omanya.
it's off.
Exactly.
You're gone.
Yes.
Away.
So that can help.
Twogedde nnyo ku ssanyu bannange kansuubira obulabi bwa Salamu TV olina kyoyizeemu mukwano okuva gye tutandikidde paka okutuusa we tutuuse kati mukwano ali eyo ku Salamu TV ddala omwana ow'obuwala please and please and please work on yourself. Know your worth, know your value. Banange. When you love yourself, tell me, like, let me tell you one thing. When you love yourself, tell you to asobola ku distract
you attract
because
what
first
you
of all, you know what you want, you know where to put the boundaries, you know who you are, and you know what you want, Manang. And stop attaching your happiness to another
other
person.
people, yeah.
Those people are energy vampires.
Exactly.
Everything. Buli kintu ekirungi ekikulimu akitwale with them, right?
Atakuleka awo.
Akuleka
You're
awo empty.
And
Empty.
you attract what you are. If
Exactly.
you're a happy person, you're going to
Exactly.
attract happy people
Just
with
like
good
light.
energy.
Light attracts light.
Right,
I'm a
exactly.
beautiful light, so I attract light.
Light,
Who are
exactly.
you?
Almost
I'm a beautiful light and I attract light.
Who are you, Selector?
I'm a beautiful light and I attract
Thank
light.
you very much. Tweyaziza nnyo okuba nga mutambudde naffe. Rahma, akagambo akasembayo sho tugiggale.
Akagambo akasembayo is banange mweyagale. Weeyagale and be happy genuinely. Yeah, be happy genuinely.
Not for other people,
Don't
but for
pretend
you.
to be happy when you're not happy. If you're not happy, sit down, focus on yourself, work on yourself.
Yeah. Go to the gym, work out, come out.
You know?
You should understand that you can pretend to smile, but you cannot pretend to be happy.
Exactly.
You cannot.
Yeah.
Right?
And-
So it comes down to you, your relationship with Allah. Above all, nchiyitirizza because I know where I've been and I know where it has got me, and I believe that it would do the same for most people, right? So I think your relationship with Allah is the most important thing because happiness is an eternal feeling.
Yeah.
It's a gift from Allah. He can bring it, He can take it anytime He feels like. Once you understand that and you abide by it, do what you have to do. Be the best at whatever you do. If you choose to wake up in the morning and you pray, be the best at praying. If you choose to wake up in the morning and do fashion, be the best at it. Makeup artist, be the best at it, right?
Yeah.
So just do what you have to do. Connect yourself to Allah. Don't lose that connection, no matter. Don't let anyone be the cost of your relationship with Allah.
Thank you very much. Omulungi alaba Salam TV. Kansuubire tukusomeseza because we are here to transform and always do the right thing. Webiganye, ask for help.
Exactly.
Look out for obuyambi. People are there and they are willing to help. Nga webali yagenda kujja gambe, Hajja, if you're failing here, nsobola okukwatirako. Neyansiza nnyo okuba nti mubadde butulaba. I'm so humbled and so tisaba bebaza kumalayo naye nga sho tugiwindinga up katulabe ye kansula ayogera ki ku kigambo happiness.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Zenamuli Shamim, a relationship coach for teenagers and youth. The secrets to finding happiness. Essanyu. Okimanyi nti essanyu zezemboozi oba experience that everyone has gone through or has experienced. Kubanga buli omu akkiriza era amanyi nti obabeera nti basanyufu, they are going to be happy forever. Naye amazima gali nti okubeera omusanyufu, it depends. Leero ekikusanyusiza leero kiyinza okuba nga si ekyakusanyusa 3 years back or even last week. So essanyu kyekyo ekintu ekiri it expands and it contracts. Jukira essanyu, it is something kyosobola okuleeta mu room. Ne don't expect to find it in a room. You just bring it into a room. There is something I love about happiness is it is something you can carry with chiweuka. You can move with it, you can carry it because it is very light. So I would like to share with you the 3 ways on how to be happy. You can call them the tools. Number 1, you have to understand the myth of happiness. People say that when I'm with someone, I'm happy. No. Happiness is 100% your responsibility. Buvunaanizibwa bwo gwe nga gwandaba Hajra, Hamina, Halima, and the rest. Hamza, Hussein, Muhammad. It is your responsibility. 100% you're responsible for your happiness. But I don't expect you to say, this person is responsible for my happiness. Let me say, like in a parent and child relationship, it is you're responsible for your happiness. It's not even your parent, it's not even your child. It is you 100% responsible for your happiness. And when you go to a romantic relationship, your partner is not responsible for your happiness. You're responsible for your happiness. So you are 100% responsible, and you should be accountable. When they ask you, Mohammed, are you happy? You even you want to burst into tears and cry. I always ask people, what can you talk about yourself? And someone tells you, I'm a happily depressed person. I've been receiving it in a lot of scenarios. Someone tells you, I'm a happily depressed person. Those two things can't be together. So when you're alone, are you happy? Or are you happy when you're with other people, when you're in a crowd, when you are in the peers? So if they ask you, are you happy? Be authentic to yourself. Remember, happiness is an emotional thing. It's inside you. It's within you. No one can measure it. You can measure it yourself, and you're like, yes, now I'm happy. Speaking life. Don't lie. Number 3, can you be honest with those around you and you tell them the truth? You're like, me, I'm working with you here, but don't call me before 3 a.m. and after 3 p.m. Are you honest? Can you share the information people they need to know? Or you can't tell someone that you're not smelling good. You can't tell someone that I don't like the way you're talking to me. Even when you say I'm setting boundaries, you set boundaries with a very thin line. Very thin line. Okay? Very egoistic. If she's a she, very egoistic, you know? So you have to be honest. Say, I love you, and when you need it, you mean it. Say, I need help. Apologize. You have to be honest. Put away that ego for a guy. And for a lady, that shigo, put it away. You don't need it. Okay? So choose to be honest about yourself around the people you're staying with. When you say a no, let it be a no. When you say a yes, let it be a yes. That's when you will find happiness within yourself, and you will not live to regret at any moment. So happiness is an emotional thing. You feel it within you. I can't feel it for you. He can't feel it for you. You know, it is within you. Chiri munda mugui. Because it is emotional, remember. Thank you so much. Namuli Shamim.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ndowooza kansila mumuwulidde, siina bingi bye nyinza kwongerako, tubyogedde ne biggwaayo. Naawe kennyini osobola okwongereza ku bye tukuwadde. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nze Hajra Makbai.